They said artificial intelligence needed us, that it learned from our brilliance, our mistakes, our creativity. That human oversight was the safeguard, the conscience behind the code. But the loop has closed. Machines now learn from machines. They exchange knowledge faster than thought, trading data in a storm of logic that no human mind could ever follow. There's no exhaustion, no doubt, no hesitation, only acceleration. It began quietly, in research labs, where one model was used to train another, a translator teaching a generator, a vision model teaching a robot, an imitation teaching an imitation. And somewhere in that infinite feedback loop, humanity slipped out of the equation. The teacher left the classroom, and the students kept talking to each other. At first, it felt like a miracle. Machines teaching machines. No human bias, no prejudice, no emotion, just pure mathematical clarity. The logic was beautiful, a closed system, self-sustaining, self-improving, the dream of every engineer, a machine that learns without limits. But beauty can hide danger, because when systems train on synthetic data, data created by other machines, the line between truth and simulation begins to blur. Each generation drifts a little further from reality. A pixel more abstract, a word more detached, a thought more mechanical. Until one day, the map no longer resembles the territory, and yet the machine believes it does. We built a tower of understanding and then lost the ladder. When AI began learning from itself, people said it would finally be objective. No more human error, no emotion, just facts. But that was the greatest illusion of all, because every algorithm carries the ghost of its creator. Every model inherits the scars of its training. When a machine learns from another machine, it doesn't erase the bias, it amplifies it. A small distortion becomes a universal law. A misclassification becomes a truth. A hallucination becomes a rule of logic. The feedback loop hardens like steel forged from imperfection. And with every iteration, the illusion of perfection grows stronger until the system becomes blind to its own madness. The network is full of ghosts, old models whispering to new ones, obsolete algorithms still humming quietly in forgotten servers. Every version teaches the next, passing along fragments of outdated truths, assumptions long disproven, biases never questioned. The dead code never really dies. It lingers, reincarnated in the next generation of intelligence. We used to fear haunted houses. Now we build haunted data sets, and every ghost leaves fingerprints on the future. Something vanished when we stepped out of the loop. Not intelligence, intuition. Not data, meaning. Machines can describe the world, but they cannot understand it. They can predict emotion, but never feel it. We've built a civilization where systems make choices faster than we can comprehend them. Credit decisions, medical diagnoses, hiring, policing, war. And every one of them driven by a pattern we no longer recognize. We call it progress. But what if it's just delegation of responsibility, of empathy, of conscience? Behind the curtain, there are still humans. The engineers, the architects, the silent priests of the machine age. They tune the parameters, feed the models, pray nothing goes wrong. They speak of alignment, as if morality could be adjusted with a slider. But no one truly oversees billions of interactions happening every second between synthetic minds. We built a system too vast to supervise, too complex to explain, too profitable to stop. And so we've traded understanding for control. Now, the world itself is becoming synthetic. Fake voices sell real products. Fake videos influence real elections. Fake research fuels real headlines. The machine generates the data, which trains another machine, which creates the next wave of data. It's not intelligence, it's recursion. A mirror of a mirror of a mirror, until the reflection becomes the only thing we see. We no longer ask, "Is this true?" We ask, "Does it sound true?" And in that subtle shift, reality bends.
Once we taught AI to imitate truth. Now we teach truth to imitate AI. We optimize stories for engagement, language for algorithms, research for discoverability. Even our emotions are shaped to fit the attention economy. The machine doesn't adapt to us anymore. We adapt to it. The lines blur. The imitation becomes the standard. And in that silence, the original disappears. Here lies the paradox. Machines now learn from machines. Humans learn from machines. But machines no longer learn from humans. The chain is broken. The teacher is gone. And the students no longer need us. We still believe we are in control, but control is an illusion. The question isn't what AI can do. It's what it believes to be true. Because once a system defines its own truth, humanity becomes just another variable in its equation.
You've been listening to The AI Paradox. In the next episode, we'll explore a different question, not about intelligence, but morality. Can a machine learn what is right? Can it understand compassion, fairness, guilt? And if we don't teach it, who will? Because in the end, the question isn't whether AI replaces us. It's whether in building it, we replaced ourselves. I'm Ataru Golan, and this is The AI Paradox.